This confirms Hal Steinbrenner and Brian Cashman no longer care about winning the World Series but are content with filling up the stadium in postseason, runs. If they make the championship series this year and lose in six to, let's say, Cleveland or whoever, they're going to be satisfied. If they make the wild card, they're going to be satisfied because they don't care anymore. The New York Yankees literally make the most money in baseball. Literally, they have the number one profit margin. Number one profit margin. Look at this. The New York Yankees here, 679 million revenue and 316 payroll. And right now the payroll isn't even that high. It's lower. 297 because they don't want to get that Cohen tax, because we all know Cohen just wants to invest in win a championship. But clearly the New York Yankees don't care about winning anymore, and they see the World Series that they just lost 2-5 to the Dodgers as an absolute win. You'd think they won the World Series. Look, Scott Boras literally exposed the Yankees here because they said fans do not know how to measure competitiveness, or fans do not know how to measure competitiveness in teams as we go by percentage on revenue spent on a 40-man roster. We look at the team that spends above 50%, and shockingly, the team that ends up winning the most revenue is 40%, and last year it used to be 55%. So they've gone 15% lower on their revenue from last season to this season after losing to the Dodgers, right? And what have the Dodgers done after winning the World Series? Because you would think the Yankees won the World Series and the Dodgers are desperate to come out and get their get back. No, they went out and got the most sought out pitcher in free agency, and Roki Sasaki, who's gonna be cheap. They went out and got a Cy Young caliber pitcher in Blake Snell. Boom. Now they have an all-star lineup in the rotation. They went out and got a great upgrade in the infield, from Japan. They've done nothing but improve their roster. Their lineup has upgraded. Their rotation, their bullpen. It's absolutely, they went and got Conforto. They went and signed Teoscar. They kept them. What did the Yankees do? Lose their best player and fail to replace them, and fail to get a third baseman. Look at this. Rob Manfred came out and said that, we owe a great debt to Steinbrenner because he's, went out and upgraded the Steinbrenner field so the Rays can play there next season. It's crazy because Steinbrenner's done more for the Rays organization than the actual organization he owns. That's how crazy it is. Oh, whoop-dee, he's giving them the the spring training field. Whoop-dee-doo, lads. This is pathetic. You're over 650 million and revenue is going to be spent, going to be coming in. And you can't even go over the 300 million threshold. Look at this lineup. Look at this pathetic lineup. You got Jason Dominguez. Hopefully, this is it's full of question marks, the lineup. Jason Dominguez, will he be able to take that step forward next year? Question mark, a leadoff. Judge, obviously, in the regular season, he's great. Bellinger, are we going to see Bellinger be what he was with the Dodgers? Or are we going to see MVP or Chicago Cubs Bellinger? Question mark. Giancarlo Stanton, can he stay healthy? Question mark. Playoffs, though, I don't want to slander him. Playoffs, we all know if he's healthy there, he's gonna rake. Chisholm, is he going to be unhealthy Chisholm, or is he going to be last season Chisholm? All right. Paul Goldschmidt, coming off the worst season of his career, going to the Yankees. Do we really think he's going to be the Band-Aid at first base? Question mark. Wells, I think he's probably a guy that I'm more confident in. I think he could hit over 20 bombs, so I'm not going to put a question mark there. Volpe, can he end up being league average at batting and elite at defense? Question mark. Oswaldo Cabrera, this is just an exclamation mark. Error. What the hell do we have at third base? It's either him, Cabrera, DJ, or Peraza. Now, if the Yankees weren't so cheap, all right, and actually invested that 679 revenue, if they just put 50 to 60 million more onto this roster, and we could get a proper third baseman here, I think they end up first base. Because look, Goldschmidt, I understand he signed for around 12 million. Imagine if the New York Yankees actually went out and gave Pete Alonso $30 million a year at first base. Now that's a way to combat the Mets after taking your best player. And then went out and traded for either Correa or Arenado. Now that would be the New York Yankees saying, you know what, Mets? You took our best player, we're taking yours from last season, and not only that, we're going to go out and get an upgrade in third base from last year. Instead, we have contract extension talks for Aaron Boone, who sold the World Series to the Dodgers on a silver platter. That just shows, because look at the Boston Celtics, who are basically the New York Yankees of basketball because they're the most decorated team, right? They end up, going to the finals and losing. They go out, trade Marcus Smart, a core player. That's like basically Giancarlo Stanton getting traded. Core player, been there since day one basically. And they end up getting Drew Holiday. They end up go getting Porzingis. They fire their coach. They get a new coach in. They're not scared of changes. GMs get changed. Danny Ainge to Brad Stevens, and they win a championship. Meanwhile, the Yankees have had Brian Cashman for 15 years, and we have for the past 15 years. And guess what? We have to in the past 15 years. I'm sorry, this is how mad I am. You know what we have to answer with Brian Cashman? We have one World Series in 2009 and a World Series lost with a top 3 payroll year after year. Aaron Boone hasn't failed to absolutely deliver with the top 3 payroll year after year. Finally makes the World Series, and you'd think he won the World Series. Instead, he mismanaged Game 1, put the worst pinch hitter possible in Game 2. Game 5, come on. He's done nothing but blow games after game, and he's getting rewarded. He's going to get an extension, guys. Wow, the New York Yankees are back. No, we're back to where we're at, and I'm going to tell you this right now. The New York Yankees don't win the division. They come in third behind the Orioles and the Red Sox, and they're lucky to get a wild card position. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Leave a comment down below. Do you think the New York Yankees have been being cheap? Or are you content just because they've upgraded the pitching rotation and the bullpen? But anyways, thank you guys for watching.